In 1980, I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada and started attending St. Paul Church of God in Christ, where the pastor is Bishop Claruth Hall and First Lady Madam Lois Hall, whom I love and respect to the utmost. Before attending St. Paul, I had never seen God move in such a mighty way. I seen the man of God, Bishop Hall, preach and teach and move in the Spirit of the Lord like I had never seen God use a man before. I seen a woman of God stand to her feet and speak in tongues. And right after she spoke, the Lord set her down, and a man of God stood up and spoke and said the interpretation of what the Lord had said through the woman of God. I seen the Lord move in such a mighty way that it made me want to become a woman of God and a part of St. Paul. In 1981, I started having dreams. And I was told by my aunt that Bishop Hall interpreted dreams. From then on up until now, Bishop have been interpreting my dreams. One of the reasons I love and respect First Lady Madam Hall is because it didn't matter whether I was here in Las Vegas or back home in Chicago. If I had a dream, she would always give Bishop the phone. In 2001, I had a very disturbing dream, so I called Bishop. I told Bishop everything that had happened in the dream, and Bishop let me know that I was about to lose a loved one. I thank God for the man of God because God allowed him to be able to use the gift and help me to prepare myself mentally and financially to make that trip back home. I called my mom, but my aunt answered the phone. I told her about the dream and the interpretation, and she assured me that my mom was okay. Later on that day, I called my mom and asked her, was she okay? And my mom said, I'm doing fine, baby. I'm doing good. And I could tell by the tone of her voice that she was in good spirit. But 3 weeks later, I got a knock on my door. It was my eldest brother. I opened the door and he stood there in tears, mumbling, Mama, Mama. I told my brother, I said, come on in, have a seat. I didn't want my brother to tell me what he had to say because I already knew in my spirit that the interpretation of Bishop was about to manifest. I went to pick my boys up from school and came back, and my brother said, Mama's in a coma. I told my brother, I know. He said, how you know? How you know? Who called you? Who told you? I said, nobody called me. Nobody told me. I just know. You see, saints of God, just like God was moving in 1980 in St. Paul, and he moved in 2001 through the man of God, God is letting us know that he is yet capable of moving in our lives. I thank God for Jesus because just like Paul in 2 Corinthians 12:7, he asked God, he said, Lord, can you remove the thorns out of my flesh? And God told him no. He said, my grace is sufficient. Just like God's grace was sufficient then, it's sufficient now. And sometimes God will move those mountains, and sometimes God will let us go through. But God is yet letting us know that he is the same God from yesterday, today, and evermore. He's letting us know that He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end.